Well, a blessed, good Saturday morning to all of you guys. I hope you enjoyed that sunrise because it was spectacular. Have to tell you though, I had to do a little hustling to get over here, then leave home till 10 past 5, and I managed to get here at about 7 minutes to 6. So it was a good run coming over the road. No traffic, thank goodness, but what a beautiful day. Then when I got down here, I had to reposition all over the place. Hear me asking for some self-pity. And that's because the winds are extremely strong. So what I did is I actually came behind this section here with all of this growth so that we'd be able to get less wind and we'd be able to hear the sea. And listen to the beautiful rainbirds and other kinds of birds that are out here having a glorious morning. It is a beautiful day down here at Cove Bay. Now, I know I have a friend on board that's going to tell me that Cove Bay is in St. Peter, but the actual Cove Bay, which is the houses and stuff, or the house over there in the distance, that's at St. Lucie, but the dividing line runs somewhere in this general area. So not going to debate on whether it's St. Lucie or St. Peter. I'm going to tell you that Cove Bay is in St. Lucie. So, you know, I like to go with what my map says. I have a map that tells me that the actual parish line draws just over there in the center of the screen, and therefore we are officially in the parish of St. Lucie. So it says, anyhow. That one says. As you see, there's lots and lots of chalk in this area. Not going to talk anymore about this right now. What I'd like to do is actually turn our focus on to the sunrise again, so we can thank God for being here this morning and ask Him for peace in our lives and peace for the world. Just a little bit bright over there this morning, so I don't think the camera's actually going to focus in on the sun right yet. So we're going to just come back off of it a little bit, taking some of the chalk as well. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. We couldn't really ask for a more spectacular sunrise this morning, and check the golden cast that's coming off of that. An amazing, amazing day. Now on the way over here, all coming across Highway 2A, lots of water and rain. So you know, we've had quite a bit of rain over the last 2 days. I was actually thinking I had to hop out the truck, lot of diffs, slapping the low range 4 and come across this pasture, but strangely enough, they've had no puddles out here whatsoever. All the mud in this area is dry. It has been absolutely perfect to get across there this morning. Everything worked perfectly for us to get here on time to take in this beauty that we're seeing right now. I'd like to draw your attention, obviously, to the makeup of this, all of the land area around here, mainly of chalk, as you can see. Very, very weak matter. I will show you a section that slipped off. I don't know how many of you have been to Barbados recently or over the last 2 years and have been down here. But you'll remember that this land went way out further than this. You can see the actual kinds of cracks that are along this section here. You have to be very, very careful out here. This is nowhere to fool around for sure. I am parked at a good safe distance. I check quite thoroughly before I actually park here. But I will show you just down below. Now, I am not going close to the cliff. So what you all are going to see is, because I have on my extension this morning, but you can see clearly the massives that have broken off of here. And just recently, because the last time I was up here, that was not down there. But you can see how it's all broken away. You can see the cracks in the cliff here. You can see where it has gone from. And I'm going to see if I can get an angle for you to see what's under here. When you come to Barbados and you're walking along the cliffs on the northern side or the eastern side, please exercise absolute caution. Underneath this area here where I'm standing, well, not where I'm actually standing, but underneath this section here is all hollow. There's nothing under here. You can actually see that in the distance there. Obviously I'm not going to reach too far out. I don't want to go out there to show you something. The next minute you watch me as I'm descending down this beautiful fall. But I just want to warn you to be careful out here. The slippage out here is severe on this section, and especially around this area. Now you would remember here quite clearly from some videos that we've done, or vlogs we've done in the recent past, when we were looking at the sunrises and we were saying, look at the white cliffs of Cove Bay waking up. And this is what we were seeing, this beautiful chalk area. Now along the bottom here, just around the corner, there are many, many paths that descend onto little shelves that you can walk across. You'll find fishermen walking all below in the lower section here, and also some pleasure seekers. So if you're out here, just remember that there are paths that come up from down below. So be wary of that one, and don't be startled if you see someone coming from down below. It's generally someone from the area or a fisherman. But again, exercise caution, because out here is quite lonely and very secluded. The closest thing to here are the homes in the distance, and as you can appreciate, that is a considerable distance from where we are. So just be wary. Lots of trees and stuff out here. It has, in the past been known that people hide in trees and watch what's going on down here. So just be wary of out here for me. When you're coming out here, exercise caution as you would anywhere else. I've seen some guests or some people, or it's just to say visitors to the island. I don't know whether they're part-time visitors or if they were visitors, but they had some deck chairs out here in the trees and relaxing for the day. And it was just a couple. Wouldn't encourage that at all. Definitely wouldn't encourage that. Alright, now I've descended down to this beach numerous times in the past. However, the track to get down to it is much, much more difficult now because a lot of it has slipped away. All around here, I used to be able to walk on the outside of this tree comfortably. So you can see this grass growing. So I'm talking about, you got to remember, I've been out here on these cliffs now over 40 years exploring heavily. And before that, just coming out with my family and stuff to picnics and things. And with friends, of course. But you can descend down here, down to the beach, but you have to be very careful. And the beach is not a sand beach, it's all rock, as you can see. So if you're going down here, it would just basically be, I guess, be for photos and stuff. Remember again, when you're parking your vehicle up here and it's out of sight, it's out of your sight only, not other people's sight, okay? So just be wary again what you do. And if you're coming from a shopping spree in Bridgetown, I won't recommend coming around and parking on the cliffs and going anywhere and explore unless you have your vehicle in it's visible area. Folks up in the hills picking those dreaded things called sea grapes. Oh my gosh. Hills are lined with them, as you can see, sea grape trees. It is just a beautiful, beautiful sight of Barbados. Now, have you ever heard of Pico Tenerife? I know a lot of people don't associate with Barbados at all, but those that know Barbados will know that we call Pico Tenerife that peak just over there you're seeing on the point. That is an area that we have not done with live broadcasts yet. I have explored out there. Not the entire way, but pretty much most of the way up to Morgan Lewis. But my hicologist friend, he will be coming with me when we do that next time, because out there is quite lonely. As you start to descend below the cliffs and through the goat tracks, you're going through all those bushes, and it gets lonelier and lonelier and lonelier. So, I like a little bit of companionship. I always have God with me, but I like someone else with me as well, even if it's just to talk away the joke. I see all of you see great menus here, but we're not on top with that today. I know for sure that the baker said he was bringing some specialties on board. I don't eat any of the things I mentioned this morning, but I will tell you that the ham cutters, you see my favorite, I will maul a leg of ham without even thinking. I was a hamologist, but those days are now gone. But I have the memories of it, and I'm sure you all are going to enjoy all of it for me, and you're happy that I leave some for you. Just a beautiful morning. All right, we're going to walk a little bit towards the northern section so we can look around the cove area a little bit. We're going to walk behind some trees and stuff. But that's the only way we can get over there. We're going on that side over there. Now, if any of y'all have been down here with the safari tour guys, that's not the brand name of the company I'm calling about. I'm just calling people that have Jeeps and 4x4s that would come out here. There are numerous guys that come in this direction. You can see it's a well-traveled pasture. Lots of cars come out here as well. You can access out here in the general car for sure, so long as it's not wet. If it's wet, I certainly would not encourage that, because you will find that between your wheels and the wheel arch will get stuck and you will stick up out here. And a tow truck from out here is not, first of all, the driver is not going to be happy. Second, you're going to pay more money for sure. It is the furthest point in the island from where most of the tow trucks are located. Now all of these little small like descents, little holes you're seeing all over the place, these are usually full of water around this time of the year, because usually we have a lot of tropical systems that will pass here in summertime, the hurricane season, and we would get lots and lots of water. But as we have been explaining over the last 2 weeks, the rain in Barbados is, the actual rain average is way, way, way below what it should be. So it is what we would have to call dry. Now we were blessed with an ash fall from the volcano in St. Vincent. Unfortunately, the folks in St. Vincent suffered, and so did the ones in Barbados. But the end results of what we suffered is this beautiful, beautiful, lush area. An area that would be crisp brown if we hadn't have had that with the little bit of rain that we have had. As I mentioned, if you have been out here with the safari men, you would know very well that if there's water in these ponds here, they're going to take you round and round and round in circles around that water and terrify you. But that is all a part of the game when you're going offland. They will also soak you with mud and water, and that's also a part of the game. You pay to get soaked in mud and water. All under here, there are little paths that run behind all of these trees, and some that descend down the cliff to the lower elevation where we had shown you before. So just be aware of that, these areas, you know, you may look nice and alone, but many times there are some people in here. And I'm not saying they're criminals or anything like that. I am saying that people do hang out in this general area. So don't be shocked or you know, terrified if you see someone come out of these bushes, because they may be coming from below the ridge. They may be just walking around the general area and taking a shortcut. You can see the tracks that go round and round in this circle here, where the safari guys will descend into and go around what normally would be huge ponds of water. When I say huge, you know, Barbados is only 166 square miles, so anything that's 20 or 40 feet wide is huge. So it's, as you can see, all dried out, crispy, no water whatsoever. But you can definitely see the tire tracks around here. So if you're coming across here with those Jeep guys, all of a sudden you turn off to your left and start to descend that radical drop off, don't get frightened. These guys do this every day. Just give you a couple of little scenic views from here through trees, and it's not because they're the best scenery, just because they're different. We're going to be moving into the wind in a little while. I'm not sure, I'm hoping that you heard these sea conditions this morning. Lovely waves that are breaking out here. Thank goodness they're just a small trace of sargassum, because this entire bay here was orange earlier in the year. Sargassum was all packed up in here. Out here actually did smell. All the River Bay area and stuff that you have seen with me, you would have seen lots of sargassum as well. The coastline on the east is beginning to come in view. When we get on the other side of these trees, you're going to see some beautiful views for sure. Unfortunately, the wind is fairly strong, so you may also get lots of gusty sounds in the microphone, but we'll do the best that we can for you. We're equipped with the absolute best wind deferring devices that you can get for cell phone operations. So, you know, this is as good as it comes. Can't get any better than this. Put on any dead cat that's heavier than this, you won't hear anything at all except for me. It'll be just silence with my voice going over it. Again, if you have been a person that's been here, especially, I would say the locals, because whenever there were big public bank holidays, this place used to have literally 20, 30 buses, vans, cars. People used to come over here and have massive picnics. I have not seen that for many years. I don't know if it's because other places have come online with better conveniences or what, but I haven't seen the big picnics that I used to see when I was a little kid and teenager and in my young 20s out here, that's for sure. But they used to also have many more trees as well. A lot more casuarina trees were in this area. A lot of them have fallen. You will see them on the ground in different areas. You know, we've had, as I said, up here is limited wind. There's limited surface soil really, although you will get stuck up if you come around this mud. There's not a lot of surface soil, so a lot of these trees don't go very deep. So if you get any very strong wind conditions, they will blow the ground and leave the roots in the air, as you can see by some of them around the place as well. It's just beautiful out here. I mean, this place is a piece of heaven, a slice of heaven. The peace out here and the serenity is just unreal. I'm going to give you a 360, don't worry. We got a couple of 360s coming for you, just looking for the vantage point. Unfortunately, you know who is going to get involved in them. Yesterday, after our vlog, he was so upset. He said that he was going to perform some Kung Fu kata moves on the beach and decided to let me take some shots of him. I actually had a full series, but I could only put on one just to satisfy him because it was ridiculous. Anyhow, yeah, I got scolded by, my knuckles got rapped yesterday for interfering with the guest of honor. I don't know how that happened, but anyhow, that is what I was told. Behave yourself and leave the guest of honor. So, you know, I may like listen to the crowd sometimes. Sometimes, only rarely. Now this is beautiful. Just a lovely, lovely view of that inside cove. Stunning. I gotta use my word here for that for sure, because that is what it is. If you're coming on late this morning, you missed the Serenity Prayer, and you also missed one of the most amazing sunrises that we have seen for a little while. We've seen some beautiful ones this week. We saw one from Bath Beach. I think that was this week. Cheesy time merges for me, so forgive me if that was a different week. Bath Beach, I think we saw also Cattle Wash, and then we moved westward because of the conditions where we did not see the actual sunrise for the other few days. But this morning, everything looked great in the satellite shot. Outside looked beautiful. I saw lots of stars by where I was, and I said what I would do is bring you all over and let you all enjoy this stunning sunrise for the last day of this week's explorations and adventures. You can see the amount of rocks that have fallen off of here over the years. Lots of rocks. Those little trees that are over there, I used to drive around on the outside, on the seaside of them in the past. I'm talking about a while back, a few years back. But it's just going and going and going. I mean, around this trees here was one of the main driveways to get away from the rocky inside section. You'll see, I really don't want to be fooling around out here, but you can see some tracks that are running fairly close to it. But all of this area drops off just with the blink of an eye, really. All right, so let's do a nice quiet 360, especially, you know, after the cloud is coming over the sun a little bit, and you know who will not be in it. So, any oil fans, hold that. Just beautiful. Now, you know, we bring Barbados as real as it is, so you would have seen some litter up here. I know that your darker makers don't have on litter filters, so you would have seen that. Unfortunately, that is something that we do see around areas like this here. People will come, have their picnics, and leave all of their leftovers on the same site, which is a shame. I will tell you though, it's a lot better than I've seen out here in the past. So people are either becoming more conscious, or oh boy, people are either becoming more conscious, or people are taking their stuff with them, or there are less people out here. I would hate to think it's just the latter. I would hope that people are getting more conscious. As you can see, he's putting in all of his arms and his kung fu moves. He's just in a mood this morning, and I would like him to keep quiet. I'm going to take the camera off him, because when I take it off of him, he starts to behave himself. Is it not beautiful? All right, now I just mentioned, we did mention a little while ago, they had two visitors, a couple out here, and they brought some long chairs. They were located right here. I passed them when I was going from North Point over to Bathsheba, and I don't know if you all know me, but I'm a real driver. I used to go around this island in a clockwise direction, and in the same day, turn around and go anti-clockwise, and that's because I love this place. I can't get enough of it, and especially when it was a full moon time, I would do it in the daytime in one direction, and I get to the end, turn around, and come back in the opposite direction for the full moon. Just beautiful, getting the best of all the worlds. Now, I say there were visitors because I had a hired car, but there could be locals here with a hired car too. That is a possibility. But anyhow, they were stationed in this location, as you can see, not the safest of places. But I did pass and see them in the afternoon, and they were just as comfortable as when I saw them in the morning. So I guess they had an amazing day here. Call it luck of the draw, I would like to think. Just stunning. We're not be doing too much walking today. It's not because I don't feel energetic, and not because I don't feel in the mood to walk. It just is I'm just going to bring you a nice vlog to end the week, something I won't say short, but something that's nice and easy. Not a long drawn out vlog that we've done in the past. Tended to cut back a little bit on them. There's some areas that require us to do the 45 minutes to an hour because of the walk and the distance we have to cover in one go. But most of the time we're going to try and keep the vlogs to down like 30 minutes. And that wouldn't include the sunrise, because then I would only be able to talk for 15 minutes. And I'd leave down here and I'd be talking to myself the whole way home, because I wouldn't have got rid of my mouth energy that I've cooped up since last night in my sleep. Don't mind, my angel used to tell me all the time that I used to talk in my sleep. I didn't know that, but anyway, I wouldn't doubt it though, because I do like to talk a little bit. You all may have noticed that, just slightly. So, we have a fairly big swell that's running right now. They're saying it's a 5-foot swell. I'm seeing 2.5 meters projected right through the whole week. The winds are strong now, but they get stronger throughout the week. I see them going to the orange, which is like up in about 20 knots and 25 knots and stuff. So again, that was another reason for coming here this morning. At this afternoon, they're supposed to pick up a lot more. Right now it's about 15 knots is what they're saying. And I don't know if it's not 15 or what, but it definitely has a good bit of gust to it. But look at how these waves look with the sun that's beginning to come up behind them. Just these beautiful white lines of froth on the inside. Absolutely stunning. East Coast coming into view more and more as we walk. We're going to go a little bit further out, because I really would like you to see as much of the East Coast from here as possible. As you all know, we have done all these areas before. Paul's Point, right around to the Little Bay, right down to the North Point Beach Resort. The only place we've not covered over here would be, as I said, Morgan Lewis to the top here by this section. And then from North Point Beach Resort down to Animal Flower Cave, and then Animal Flower Cave around to Archer's Bay. I have walked them all, but not with the live videos, but we were going to be doing them. As I said, this is the only place that I've not actually gone in entirety. I got about approximately halfway between Pico Tenerife and the next point, but it was very lonely, and it goes into the Morgan Lewis Foster's Funland area, which even becomes more secluded and lonely. So imagine that a few years ago I would have driven around this section here. I'm just drawing a reference to it for you to see how much land is gone. The track used to come right around here, right along this cliff area here, and then turn back in. So you would appreciate how it's all gone. You can also see underneath these points of this cliff here, there is nothing. So it's only a matter of time till this section also goes. I just hope there's no one out here standing or parked on it when it does. Just stunning area. We can get around that corner there. We go into a totally different looking terrain and cliff area. We're not going to do that today. We're going to stop on this side. We have plenty of time, as long as God gives me life, gives me strength, gives me energy, and He leads me on this path. I shall continue on the journey, and as many of you that I can get on board with me to continue with our journey, I will do so for sure. So from here is the furthest we're going to see right now on the eastern point. Now I can make out, I don't think you will, but I can definitely make out Ragged Point Lighthouse way up in the distance. I'm only actually seeing like a little shadow and a height shadow that I'm determining, that's it. I can't make out the structure itself, but I can most definitely make it out. So that would be the most eastern section of the island, Ragged Point area. We can see that from this angle from Cahalwash. We wouldn't see that because the cliffs up off of College Savannah area and stuff would block us from seeing that. But from here we can definitely see the easternmost point of the island. You can also look right down into Cahalwash. You can barely make out. Actually, you'll probably see it. Will be Chalky Monk, looking like Sleeping Giant. That is just after you come around the last point there before it goes back into ocean, and you look over that, you will see Chalky Monk itself. Again, lots of sea spray because of the sea conditions, so you're not getting any visibility that you would if out here it was calm. But again, you're getting a beautiful, beautiful scenery, beautiful natural scenery. You may have heard me sort of like strips let go some air just as a silent 360. That's the only reason I didn't quarrel, because you know who tells me he's doing bicep curls and tricep curls as well. Well, I know he can do a tricep curl. Anyhow, whatever. he's the exercise and kung fu artist, so he claims. He says he has a gold medal in that. That is one thing that I have never competed in, and that's probably the only reason that he has it. I never competed in martial arts whatsoever. I did compete in stick licking, which is a Barbados pastime, and I am awesome at that. I'm definitely very good at it. I've never competed actually in the international Olympic stage in that category, but I am an amazing stick licker. So you would understand that yes, I have arts of all different styles, talents and techniques that are unbelievable. Can't believe that one human being could have so much in their body, and that's me. Anyway, glad you all are here with me this morning. I have had an amazing time. It has been a beautiful morning with you, but you know, we're going to do our sign off now. Just want to remind you all that all of us are being blessed by being here. We are gathered together all this morning, giving thanks for our lives and taking in the beauty of the place that we call home, and the place a lot of us call heaven. And that's because here is where we have heavenly experiences. We carry memories from here that last us for a lifetime. We just get a glimpse of a picture, or we get just a little tune off of a song, and automatically our heart starts to bring us to the place that we call home. And that's because Barbados has that effect on you. We have a blessed island here. There's one that God obviously loves. Lots of Bajans say that God is a Bajan. I can't tell you God is a Bajan. I can just tell you God loves this island, and God has given us some blessings beyond belief. Blessings that we have still not all discovered. We're going to discover them over the months that are coming now, because I'm going to be taking you all inland a little more in coming times, because hiking, my hikologist hopefully will have no waves soon, and then he will be able to join me on some expeditions and explorations of the interior of the island. And everyone, have a great day. Remember the blessings and the visions that you're seeing this morning. Remember that you are carrying peace with you. Peace, I mean, there's no one here. Absolutely no one here. We have Cove Bay to ourselves, along with some cattle, of course, but no one else around. Peace and tranquility that is difficult to find in this day and age. And this is because we do this on a morning. And why we do it in the morning? Because that is the first time that we can give thanks to God for giving us life for another day. And we watch the sun come up, and we know that that sun symbolizes a new beginning, a new start, a chance to make ourselves better versions of who we are, to walk in the light and carry those that we can with us. Have a great day. Love you all. I'm going to leave you with a view of the east coast of the island. Enjoy yourselves. Please be careful, be safe. Before I go, I just want to say I can't believe that our bus driver made it online this morning. I saw her name pop up, and I'm sure that I took licks for the direction I want to send the bus in, and she probably said, I don't know how you could take my job from me, blah blah blah. It's not a problem. I don't have to sit down and listen to her now. I can walk away from the phone. Anyhow, bus driver, love you. Miss you already. Hope you're having a great time. Happy to see that you've landed safely. Enjoy the rest of your travels. To anyone that's coming to Barbados, I hope you have an amazing flight coming in. Remember, look through the window, because when you look through that window, you're seeing the slice of heaven that awaits you all. For those that are not coming right now, don't worry. Barbados does not spoil. We're not fruit. We will last. We get better and better with age, as you can see. Have a great day. Love you all. Please walk in your light. Whatever your light may be, walk in the light. There's no darkness there. The darkness is when you don't follow that route. Have a great day.